Hello and welcome to Little Blue Star. I'm Jane Allen and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today is carrying on from my previous video, which was where's it gone? Which was where we made this card. Now the rectangle that I cut out, I cut out from this layer here, so a layer of Whisper White was used to make that. So this is like the other card that I made from that. So I've got a base layer here of Rococo Rose, which again I'll just explain. We normally get a sheet of our normal cardstock and I cut it down to 5 3/4, and then going across it is already, so I don't cut it down at all, it's already 8 1/4 across. So what I do is I then score at 4 1/8. Okay, so there's no need for me to cut that bit down. Obviously some people you can cut at 8 and then you would score at 4, and like I mentioned before, your layers would always be 1/4 of an inch smaller as you go down. But this, for me, this is how I do it. So it's 5 3/4 by 8 1/4, and I score at 4 excuse me, I score at 4 1/8. Hoping that makes sense without me coughing away. Right, so there's my base card. Now then I did a layer, so obviously my layer, as I just mentioned, is 1/4 of an inch smaller, so I get a nice, pretend that's not there, I get a nice border all the way around. Okay, so this bit here was 3 7/8 by 5 1/2. Alright, so that's my normal layer. And then what I did was I die cut the stitched rectangle out of the middle. I use that stitch rectangle for another card, and this is what I'm left with, so it's like a nice little border effect. Okay, so there's sort of my base card, if you will. Now this bit here is what I'm going to pop into here. Okay, this bit excuse me, I'm sorry. So this bit is what I mentioned before was when I did my previous video. If you want to go back and check that out, you can. So I just mentioned how I cut my DSP down. So this is like the original piece, if you will. My layer for my last card was 3 7/8 by 5 1/2, as I mentioned is what I normally do for my layers. I then obviously, when I cut it down, I got a scrap piece left, and then I was left with this. So if we took that away, I was left with this sort of narrow piece here, which then I measured, and it was 3 1/2. So I've cut that down to 3 1/2, and it fits nicely in there. So it's just showing you what you can do with a sheet of DSP. Okay, so that's like the original sheet. That one I used for my previous card, and this piece I'm using for this card. Okay, so that's that bit there. So that is going to fit in the middle. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll glue that down. So a nice little border of the Whisper White. So that's like a layer on top of the Rococo Rose. Check it's the right way, yeah. And then again, these are double-sided, so you can choose which side. I'm going for the pinky purpley tones again. So that's what's going in the middle. Alright, so there's sort of a base sort of card. Next thing I did was I cut out, or I die cut these two flowers from, again, the Perennial Petals dies, which is a bundle, and you get lots and lots of dies, and it's these two ones that I used there. Okay, so that's what I used for those petals or flowers, and again it comes from this gorgeous amazing pretty little bundle. So this is the stamp set, and obviously the dies go with it. Pretty perennials. So there we have our flowers, and now I'm actually going to use the happy part of this stamp set. So this font here is so gorgeous. I've mounted it on a block already. It's this gorgeous font here, Happy. So I'm just going to get some Whisper White just to do, I'm going to stamp it out. Now you could go for whatever colour you wish. You could go for the purpley tones, but I'm actually going to change it up and go for like a bluey tone. So I'm going to go for the good old Coastal Cabana, which is amazing, love it. And then obviously ink that up. Make sure you've got that all inked. And then pop that onto there. That's such a happy colour. It is really gorgeous. I'm going to pop that back there. Okay, now you could, if you wanted to, you could fussy cut that out. So you could snip that and go all the way around. I love a bit of fussy cutting. I know some of you do not like it at all, but I actually do. I really like it. I don't mind it. It's like therapy. So you could put that there, and that would be a really nice card. You could keep it as it is and just cut that out. So it really is up to you how you do it. So what should we do today? Let's go for the, I'm just going to move that. I'm just going to cut that one out. So what I said, you can fussy cut if you wish. All right. Oh my goodness me. I'm just going to grab my little mini trimmer, which I love, and then just cut that out. So I'm just going to snip all the way around just to cut it down a bit. I think I went a bit too near the bottom there, so let's just go cut a bit off the top so it looks like I meant to do it. And then we will pop that. I think what I'll do is I'll pop it on a dimensional. So what I'm just gonna figure about my sort of layout, and I think I'm gonna pop that like that. So my flowers are just peeking behind, and then I will go ahead and glue the flowers down. Where I want them roughly. And then I'll pop those up on dimensionals, I think, just to give it a bit of dimension. Okay. And then I have that sort of at that angle. Okay, cute, very cute indeed. And then what I want to do is, I know it says happy, so you could make that whatever happy card. You could just leave it as happy and just send it as a happy card. I'm just going to show you this stamp set here. So this one here says birthday. And if you remember when I cut out my pieces earlier, I had this scrap bit left over. I'm actually going to stamp on that DSP. So I've already mounted the birthday up, and I think I'm going to go for the navy colour. So ink that up, and then I'm just going to pop that on there. So that's another little idea you can do with DSP, is you can actually stamp on it, and it makes a lovely little background. And then I'm going to pop that on there as well. So I might just glue that, and then there's another bit there that you could use for another project. Lots of ways to use this DSP. Yeah, I'm just going to pop that underneath, I think, like that. What I think will finish it off nicely is these amazing pastel pearls. They're gorgeous, really cute. So I think I'm going to grab those. As you can see, I've used quite a lot for classes and things. So I'm going to grab my, what colour should we go for? The deep purple, I think. One of those. Actually, let's put two. Why not? Two at either end, shall we? Do the pink as well, because it's sort of a purpley pink toned card, isn't it? Gorgeous. Right, I think that's cute. And there we have it. Lovely little birthday card there. Quite simple again, and just showing you how you can make different projects with this gorgeous DSP. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks, bye.